Okay, I'm gonna show how I do a decent portion of upscaling, or like majority of upscaling. I'll probably just do a full thing. So your blender won't look like this, right? You'll have a plain blender with nothing in it. You need the dev kit, because I'm gonna be showing how to do it with the Yab dev kit, because it's better. So yeah, this is just how I do stuff. So take what you want from it. It probably won't be perfect. I'll probably go fast in some parts, so I don't know, but beginners can probably still get stuff out of it. So let's start from the beginning. You're going to need two things to start off. Well, and Blender. You need Blender first of all. I'm using whatever 4.3. You're going to go to Edit Preferences when you open Blender, and you're going to go to Add-ons, and you're going to install the dev kit that you can download from the Yab Discord. It's like called Yet Another Add-on. Don't unzip it, leave it zipped, and it should be like this, right? And then you click install, shows up here, you check it, right? Let's actually find it. Yet another. Okay, so yeah, you check it, and then that's it. Okay, once you get that installed, you're actually gonna like go to Blender and click open, and then open the script kit that you also downloaded from the Yab Discord server. So that's in here, script kit. You're gonna click open. It's gonna say, hey, this has scripts. Do you trust the person that made it? Yes. If you downloaded it from the actual Yab Discord server, yes, you can trust. So yeah, you open it, should look like that. It'll look exactly like this, except maybe these windows will be different because mine's different. But it should look like this. It should have nipple piercing and it should have a large. Okay. So first thing we do, let's set this up first, right? Okay. You can get it set up like mine. N will bring up the add-ons, and then you probably won't have all these, but you'll have like, oh, also I would download Scent because I'm going to be using this. I'm going to be using Robust Weight Transfer. I think it's in the Telegram or something. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it is, or whatever. I'll put it in Telegram later. Find the version you have. I have four. There's like 3.6 through 4, 4.0 more. Like, so yeah, use the one that says like 4.1 and above if you're using like a similar version to me of Blender. So yeah, you'll need robust weight transfer as well because that's how I do it. You don't need it. Maybe I'll show without it, but it's way better in my opinion. Like, yeah, okay. So yeah, you go to dev kit. Oh, let me turn this on as well. The key so you can see what I'm pressing. So yeah, if I press N, see I pressed N twice. Okay, so yeah, this is the dev kit. When you open the actual script kit, it should have these options. You start at the top. The body. Okay, we have the chest. We have legs, all this stuff. Okay, so let's just start with the chest. We want to actually do medium. This is large. We don't want to do a large boob mod. We want to do medium. So this is the visibility, and this changes the mannequin. So when you're doing weights and stuff, if I like had a shirt or a dress that took up like multiple body, like it spanned the entire body, and I try to weight from just this chest, well, the arms wouldn't get any weight, or the legs wouldn't get any like leg weights, and maybe you want those. So usually when you're doing weight transfers, you do it from this thing called the mannequin down here, which is just the full body essentially, the whole body, and it has all the correct weights. So you never touch this, other than just I mean to turn it on sometimes, but so anyway, you click this. This will change the settings for the mannequin. So let's turn it back on. So if I go to mannequin and click this, and now it's highlighted. If I change like the amount of squeeze, it changed the squeeze on the mannequin, but not on the regular skin, which is the torso. So you usually want these to match. 99.9% of the times you want them to match. I don't see why you would ever not have them match, to be honest. So, okay, so let's set up the regular skin first. Let's just turn this off. Okay, so we want medium. We want roux. I don't know. You don't need any of this. Let's just do 50, right, for each. Okay, 50, 50. And then you don't want any nipple because it's annoying and it usually just gets in the way when you're sculpting. This stuff I usually never put on because I don't ever use it and I'm the only one that matters, so I usually hide it. It's up here. I can also turn it off. Also this I don't usually like because if you wanted this you'd have your own. So I'm just going to drag that in there. Okay. I'm just going to delete it then. Piece of crap. No, I don't want to delete it, because what if you actually want to keep it? Oh, it is in there. Okay. Wait. Confusion. Okay, I think I messed something up, but it is what it is. Let's restart. Okay, never mind. Screw it. Just delete it. Who cares? I'll delete this crap too. I don't need it. But yeah, you can turn it off, or you can hide it, or whatever. I usually never, almost never use it. Because, yeah, whatever. So you have the skin. Oh, also this is how this is set up, right? This is the, like your files, essentially. So you have the skeleton. That's this. You can turn it off if it's annoying you, but I usually leave it on. And then the stuff that's, like, tied to that skeleton is right here. And it's also in here. So I usually have it like this. I usually have a skeleton closed like that so I can see skeleton and click on it. But then I have chest and legs open so I can click on each part of the chest and legs. And then, you know, turn the legs on, sure. Pubes, whatever. I don't have them on. Okay, so now we're back here. So let's change this to medium. We change squish, return nipple. Okay, so we need to copy these settings for the mannequin. So medium roux, 50, 50, 50, and 100 here. So now if I uncheck, okay, they're the same. That's good. So chest is done. It's how we want it. Now let's go to legs. Whatever. Melon is what I'm going to use. This roux. Okay, click here. Okay, it's set up. It's because they're the same, right? So when I click here, nothing changed here. That means the mannequin and the skin are the same. So now we're good with that. Legs are done. Go to the next thing, hands and feet. I usually don't touch this because whatever. Yet another skeleton. Okay, this is where you choose whether or not you're going to use Yiggle. I usually turn these three on and these two. I usually don't have that on. That's all I do here. Okay, so that's it for the first part. Now let's look at the outfit studio. This, you can assign, this is new. You can assign attributes and stuff. I don't use this usually. I don't use this, but these two I use. This will show you weights, and specifically if I click here, it'll show you Yiggle weights. So I can tell like whether or not something has Yiggle on it. So, and then the skeleton, this is like if you want to like do a dance, like, or like something, you're testing something, you can like do these different dances, press spacebar, and it will like, well, this is a bad example because it's idling, but it actually will move. And then you can test for clipping and stuff. Okay. I go back to base for base. That's that. You can also shift click these to have both of them open, which is usually what I do. And then you have the file manager. This is really useful for a lot of reasons. Import, I use a lot. Export, I always use. Skeleton, usually here. Usually I have this name top because I usually import the top in first. So, yeah. We're just getting this set up, and then we're going to save it so that every time we open Blender, it should open up with how we want it. So, yeah. Okay, this looks good. File. I'll show how to do more of the file manager stuff at the end, like when I'm actually importing and exporting. But yeah, this looks good for now. So what we usually do is go File, Defaults, Save, Startup File. I don't want to do this because mine's already saved with, you know, stuff I like certain tools. I don't know yet. But anyway, you click that Save Startup File, say, do you want to overwrite? You say yes. Then when you actually open up Blender, it should open up like this. Also, you can like move these windows around. You can also like click a plus here and like say you want, like mine has like modifiers on here and vertex groups down here. So I just can see more. Yeah, okay. But anyway, now when I actually go to like new, or when you go to new, it should actually open up just like this with stuff that you want to do. Okay, so that's step one. Getting your Blender and your dev kit semi set up. I'll show how to use more of it as I go. Let's open up text tools. We're going to get the FBX from the thing we're going to upscale. Mine will start a transaction automatically. It's not really super important, but yeah. Just click here, begin transact. Well, you'll actually go like this, right? Your thing will start up, it will look like this. You'll click here, you'll click begin, and you're good. Make sure you're in safe mode. Import mod packs. I already have this saved. What was I doing? Oh god, I think it was this one. Yeah. Okay. So we choose the option we want. Oh god, I don't even know what option I want. We want the skirt, top, dyeable jacket, top, dyeable undershirt. Yeah, let's do dyeable jacket, I guess. It's fine. We'll make them both dyeable anyway, so who cares? Or we won't, but I'll do it later. Import, yes. Okay, spring bottoms, calf rider jacket. Cool. You can also just look at it up here, right? If you go, oh, that was fast. Mods, manage mods, and then you can see them right here. You can just copy and paste these. I'll copy this one so I can go there next. Okay, so this is the top. So you go to Midlander if it's not already Midlander. You can like change this by going like to options, settings, and then in there's a thing that says like use female Midlander instead of male. Just makes it nice when you're in textiles. So yeah, you click on the model, you click on the jacket or whatever, and then you say FBX, save as FBX. I have a little folder I usually make in my project folder because when you save this, it will save a bunch of textures that are annoying. So I usually just make a folder called FBX and I put this in there. This takes a second usually. Oh, at least for me because I'm on a laptop and maybe it's fast for you. Okay, there we go. I can move again. So that's done. Paste the other one. Skirt, save as, FBX. I go back over here, back into FBX, save. And we wait a second. Okay, it moved because I tried to rotate it while it was still loading. Okay, so now we just minimize this. Now we go into Blender. So you bring your dev kit up, you go to File Manager, and you go to Import. You don't have to do it this way, but yes, I would. Maybe just get used to using the dev kit. Okay, so it's in Projects. This, FBX, and then top is what we're doing first. You can see top and down. Let's do top. I have a little preset. This doesn't really matter at all because we're using the dev kit, but it just changes the direction of bones. So XY here instead of YX. That's literally all it does. Just makes it so these bones like actually look like a skeleton. You'll see when I load it in, right? Watch, I'll use it. I say import. Oh, usually I have chest clicked, but luckily we got lucky and it just imported into chest. So I usually import the chest thing into the chest folder. So yeah, now we go. Okay, so if this was like not the dev kit, normally what you do is like click this, you delete everything with group in the name, then you would like highlight all these and do like Alt P to remove them from the skeleton, then drag them over to the skeleton, change the armature, rename it skeleton. So all these things that you would normally do, what you can do is just make sure this is all selected, all the stuff you just did. Go to File Manager, go to Import, like we used. Make sure this is on skeleton because that's the Yiggle skeleton we're using. And then name it something, like I'm going to just name mine top, and then say clean up. And it should do, the dev kit has like a script that will do all those things. So now it's just in chest, everything's named, and if you look, wait, some things didn't get modifiers. Oh, because they're nothing. Okay, I see. There's nothing there. So, yeah, it should give them modifiers. It should like, everything should be basically how it should be. So now we're going to go through here and actually like, some of this will be trash that just Textiles uses because somebody named this 0.2 instead of 0.0. So Textiles has to go in order, so it automatically created a 00. So I can see that there is no 0001, but there is a 02. So I'm going to delete this one. Delete this one. Also, we don't even want the skin, so anything with the 0 we don't want because we're going to use our own skin from the dev kit. Okay, so here we go. Now we have one. This part 2 looks like nothing, so I'll delete this one also. This also looks like nothing. These all look like nothing. Okay, it's so confusing. Whoever set this up. Okay. So, usually this group number you want to keep the same. So there's 0, 0. So the first number is the group, the second is the part. The group number will tell which texture set you're using. So when you're looking in textiles, these texture sets, like say this texture A, down A, we can actually look and be like, well, this is group and part also, so this is 0, 0, so it's just skin. So it's using Bebo. Well, it's not because it's a Gen 3, but it will use Bebo. Okay, 1, 0. Well, what is 1, 0? Well, that's the shirt. So we can see which texture the shirt uses. It uses down A. So we go to down A. Well, this isn't the shirt though. I'm on the frickin' skirt. Damn it. Anyway, these part numbers I would keep the same, especially the first one. So 1, 0. You can name the second part. Like, see, this is 2, 1. I'm gonna rename it 2, 0, so there won't be any like 2, 0 automatically assigned into textiles. And this 2, 5, I'm gonna reassign to 2, 1. 3, 0 is good. So these, this is good to go now. Okay, that's just a little housekeeping because, you know, I like to keep stuff organized or it gets annoying and confusing. So that's the chest. Let's load in the legs so that I can explain what I was trying to explain, but with the actual legs. So I click on legs. I rename this to bottom. That's usually what I name it. Then I go import. Find the bottom. Put this on. And then I say clean up. Okay, so let's look at this one. So 0, that's skin. So all 3 of these are skin. We can just delete them because they're in the 0 group number. Okay, the 1 is good. 2. Okay, these are actually correct because they're 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0. So this is on 3 different textures and it's just the first one. Like if I name this 1.9, textiles would automatically assign 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, all the way up to 1, 9. So if I just put 1, 0, it just creates less of a mess in textiles. So yeah, so part 1, 0. So we can actually look here and say, oh, we already did, right? Part 1, 0 was down A. We look at down A, so we know it uses this texture. These textures, oh my god. So it has a normal essentially. So we can look at it and, I don't know, you can look at it in UV editing. It's not that important. Basically, you want to get them on, you basically want to get clothing in here. You want to delete the old skin because we have new skin that's going to be Rue. You know, it's going to be sized correctly for the Rue body. So, yeah. Anyway, now let's actually start upscaling some stuff. So, I just turn the legs off and it will turn, like, you know, the part off and the skin. So, I'll probably also move this jacket onto, like, an accessory or something. Oops. Wait, what was that 2-1? Is that skin also? Also, you can like, this is, so you press Z, it will bring up this menu that will show how you look at stuff. You can look at material preview, that will show you like how it will look in game. You can look at solid. This is how I usually have it just because it's less resource intensive. And then up here you can use like material, object, or I don't know, whatever. I usually use random so I can like see clipping a little easier. So anyway, let's see what this part looks like. So 1 is the shirt, so you can press H to hide. Okay, so we know it's the shirt. 2, this is the jacket. Oh, it's like a vest. Oh, I see what it is. Okay, so it's back faces. So in video games, you have like 2 sides of a skin or like faces, right? You have like one part of it that points inwards, and then you have another that points outwards. A lot of times in video games, you're only looking one direction. Like, look at the skin. You're only seeing the outside faces. The inside faces are actually, like, not being rendered. They're invisible. We call those back faces, essentially. So this second mod is just literally so that when you look inside the jacket, you'll see something instead of, like, seeing... Like, if I have this off, see how it looks invisible when you look inside? So that's just the back faces. So... this stuff is the jacket. I'll probably put this on a different thing. So for now, I'm just going to turn this off. Actually, I'll just rename it. And we'll name it like wrist, because that's usually what I name my jackets. Wrist. We'll do that. That won't be part of this video, but yeah, maybe we'll do it later. So yeah, we'll do that as something else. Oh, it's also got buttons. Okay, this is also part of it. Wait, what will this look like anyway? Will this even look okay? Eh, who cares? Okay, so this will also be wrist. So those I'll put on something else so that they'll be on an accessory. So for now, this is the only part that we're going to be upscaling on the top. Also, Alt-Z lets you see like where you can click here, since everybody uses NVIDIA, whatever. So yeah, Alt-Z lets you like see through stuff. It's nice for like seeing like how close stuff is to the skin. But anyway, we're gonna start upscaling it now. So we're gonna actually move this clothing. So usually what I do is sculpt it. So you press Control Tab and it brings up this menu. Go into sculpt mode, and you have all these tools. Which ones do I use? Draw. I use grab, elastic grab. Those are pretty much the main ones. So you can right click these and say add to quick favorites down here. Mine says remove because it's already there. So if I press Q, you'll see I just have a list of like tools I use a lot. So I use grab a lot. I use draw a lot. I use elastic grab a lot. Right now we're going to use elastic grab. It's usually what I do at the beginning to do like the big moves, so that you can get the mod like pretty close. Doesn't have to be perfect like the first try, but yeah, so you can also click on these. So I'm just gonna try to get this close, so I'm gonna move it, just click and drag. Also you press F to make this bigger or smaller, so it will affect more. Okay, this part needs to go up. Okay, sure. I can't see the back very well, but that's good enough. Let's look at the front. Maybe this part needs to go in. Wait, or does it need to go out? Oh, it needs to go out. Okay. I'm dumb. I forgot something. Okay, usually you click X. Shoot. Okay. I shouldn't have forgot that. So when you're doing sculpting, you can turn on like mirror basically. So if I move something on the left, it moves on the right. Usually I always want to do that because most stuff is made symmetrically. It just makes it easier. So now we redo it. We go back over here. I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to go to elastic grab. We'll move that out. I'll move this up. I usually like elastic grab because it doesn't pinch stuff as much. It doesn't distort the mesh as much. Like if I use grab, you'll see like it kind of comes to a point. But like if I use elastic grab, it like stays together better. So depends what you're trying to do. If you want to move everything like you do at the beginning to get it like pretty close to being roughly in shape, then I usually use elastic grab. At least at the beginning, yes. So this we bring out just a tad. This we bring out as all. This in maybe. Fine. Let's look at the back now. The back looks fine. So, oh no, it doesn't look fine. Okay, let's move it out. I'm just bring it out a little bit. Because, yeah, if I bring it out one way, it'll bring it in here. That should be good enough. That should be good enough to start using draw, which is kind of nice. Draw. I usually change this strength down to like 0.1 or 0.2. And then change, you know, how big of an area you want to affect. And then you literally make sure that X is on. And you can just literally draw. You just, like you're in paint or something, and just look at that. Boom, you're upscaling. Look how easy. So I'll go across here. This isn't perfect, by the way. I usually use grab to get it like perfect at the end. Sometimes I don't know, it just depends. Because you'll see it kind of gets lumpy with draw. Like, yeah, it gets a little lumpy. But that's okay, we'll fix it. Yeah, it's like a combination of moving the clothing in and out of like the skin. Like I usually try to move it into the skin so it's very close, and then draw it with a very small strength to get it like close to the skin. Okay, so now it looks good. I mean, dude, you could honestly throw this and you could be done. But yeah, I usually go back into grab mode, or go back into grab, go back into X-ray, and then try to get it like closer in most places. You can also look from different angles, like you can tell like right here, this needs to go down. This might need to go in. Okay, yeah, whatever. Like this. Won't be central. Yeah, this is the artistic fun of upscaling that most people enjoy, which, like, now I feel like this part is usually the hardest for me because I'm trying to like get it. I'm always like trying to perfect it more, even though it's hardly even noticeable. Yeah, okay, good enough. We go back to draw. We move the strength down to like 0.1. Move this down a little bit with F, make it smaller, and then just clean up these little parts of clipping, like here. It's not perfectly symmetrical, of course, but whatever. What is life isn't symmetrical? Okay, that's honestly, it's probably fine. God. Yeah, you can also use like flatten. It's another tool you can find where like put the strength down like 0.2 or something, and you can like flatten this so it's not so lumpy. It's okay if it clips a little bit, then you just go back to draw or to grab and just clean it. Okay, looks better. Be careful about using flatten like around like certain edges, because if you use it like here, it will like merge vertices. I don't know. I usually try to use this stuff like in the middle of like, you know, the mesh. Okay, that looks fine. That looks good enough. There's a little bit of... Oh, you can also turn this armature off. Click here. Or you can click here to turn it off, like, you know, for a while. I just turned it off there. Oh, whoops, I turned it back on, actually. Go back to draw. Okay. That looks fine. This part looks a little weird. Okay, I don't understand this. But you can go on to grab. Just, okay, because grab moves like, you know, sharply, you can use it to fix like things like this where there's, you can use it to fix like these little things, so I can just like move it. Also, see the yellow dot? That's the exact vertice that's going to be like the center of where your movement is. So like even if my mouse is here, let's say like here, well, whatever, this mesh is pretty like got pretty good resolution, so it's fine, but sometimes it will jump around and it won't be exactly where you want it. But yeah, okay, that looks fine. The rest is fine. You can also look inside like the mesh if you like zoom in. This is kind of annoying sometimes. But yeah, you can actually look inside and be like, oh, there's some stuff here. It like went through into the skin. I forgot you have to be in this mode, and this mode is like hard to zoom sometimes. So yeah, you can like move this out. Like here, oh, there's a little bit of skin, you can move that out. Okay, fine. Okay, top done. You can look at it in material preview. It's black, so, oh, okay, so that was nice because you could actually see that clipping when I couldn't see it. So, just grab it and pull it out a little bit. Looks fine, looks good. Okay, so that's that. You do the same thing with the skirt, do the same thing with the jacket, whatever. And just get it close to the body. Usually, get it close to the body because it'll be easier to weight. Okay, so now we actually do the weights. This part is sometimes annoying, sometimes fairly easy. So what we're going to do is, first thing we do is click on the mesh and press tab to go into edit mode, press A to select everything, and then press M like to merge all these vertices. Basically what's going on is sometimes like text tools will create like double vertices for weight, and sometimes people do when they actually make stuff and it's just not done well. So yeah, anyway, you go into edit mode, you press A, you press M to merge, and you're going to merge vertices that are close to each other, so by distance. So 135 got removed. I usually scroll this all the way down, so it's basically like nothing. There's like, these vertices have to be legit right on top of each other. So it removed 135 vertices that were right on top of each other. Now when we get out, we look at it, because sometimes doing that will affect like something called the normals, which is like, wow, someone has like a motorcycle outside. Okay. He's cool. Okay, so yeah, sometimes doing that will actually ruin like some shading. So like it will change, like it might look weird. Oh, I just noticed this color too looks bad here. Yeah, well anyway, sometimes merging will actually ruin like how parts of the mesh will look. So see how like this edge looks a little weird, like it looks dark compared to the rest? So usually what you're going to do is go tab to go into edit mode again, do alt N, that does like stuff to the normals, which the shading is the normals. And then you can say set from faces is one way, and like look, it looks a lot crisper. I don't know, it looks fine. But sometimes like set from faces will work. Sometimes smooth vectors, sometimes reset vectors will work good. Sometimes like average corner angle will work good. Yeah, it just depends really. And then sometimes you can add a modifier called a weighted normal. Didn't really change much, but sometimes it will like fix it. Yeah, normals are like a whole thing. They can be irritating, but they can also look amazing, and they can make a mod look amazing with, you know, they can add detail, but sometimes they can be annoying for like upscalers. What is that? Oh, that's part of the texture, I think. Okay, or no, it's not. So, yeah, there's a little weird thing here. So this is one of those cases where like, because I just pressed G to move that vertice. The normal, see how the shading gets weird because the game doesn't know how to compute where light is coming from? So I just grabbed it and moved it in, and now it's knowing where to do it. It's like, okay, I think I understand. You can also smooth with, you can do like, smooth with a sculpt tool and try to use it, and okay, it really cleaned it up, so that's nice. But it also kind of crisped that edge. I don't know, it just depends. There's different tools. Oh, see, it like ruined this side. Okay, yeah, let's not do that actually. Let's just leave it like this. I think it was fine. But sometimes smooth will actually like make it nice, and sometimes smooth will completely destroy your mesh. You can also change the strength, right, to like 0.2 or something. And then maybe it will be a little better. Like, okay, it looks fine here, and it looks fine. Yeah, okay, let's call it good. It's fine. So yeah, those are some different things you can run into. So yeah, merging vertices is important before you use scent, because if you actually merge your verts, and when you go here and it says remove 0 vertices, usually your weights are going to be correct majority of the time if your clothing is close to the skin. Okay. Now we actually use scent. Ugh. So now you're going to use this add-on. You're going to install it basically the same way you install the dev kit. So you download it from their website or whatever and go edit preferences, install add-on, and then find the zip file and install it. And then you should have it here. So I just reset the defaults. It's already reset. But yeah, now we're going to choose where we're getting our weight from that we're going to basically take. Okay, so basically how the game moves stuff is it has the skeleton. The game only sees the skeleton. Well, it doesn't really, but it basically just sees the skeleton, and it knows, like with animations and stuff, how to move the skeleton. So it knows, like, when I move this bone, how does it know to move the shirt and also the skin? Well, it uses weights to basically say, okay, when this bone moves, I want you to move a lot of this part of the skin, but move very little of this part of the skin. And you can actually look at it if you click on like this skin. Well, right now I don't have any weights. Oh no, I do. Okay. So this bone, you can see the list of bones up here, like this one. This is probably something down here. The lighter color, that means it's more affected. So let's just turn on the bones so we can see what they're called. You can do it here, viewport names. Okay. So we click on this, we go into weight paint, and then some people like paint this by hand, but I don't ever do that. Almost never do that. So we're looking at the J cosi bone. So let's figure out where the heck that bone is. Oh, right here, J cosi. So you can see that bone. It's like the spine or something. I'm guessing it's the spine. So this is saying, hey, when the spine bone moves, I want you to move just this like belly part of the clothing. Okay, when Sebo moves, okay, well you're gonna move a lot of that. Let's try like one of the arms. Let's see like Buki. Okay, let's do boob. So Mune is the breast weights and they're pretty common. So it's saying like, okay, when the left boob moves, this is the part of the clothing you want to move. The brighter it is, the more it will move. So like this part will move a lot, this stuff will move less. And yeah, you could paint this by hand, but it's a nightmare. What we're usually doing, and this is how you usually try to prevent clipping, is we just want to copy the weights that are already on the body. The body has weights that are good and they're designed by, you know, the person who made Yab, like Alex or whoever else. They actually they painted these weights by hand in a correct way, or however. We just want to copy them and use the ones from the skin on the clothing. So all we're going to do is use the mannequin, which is like all these body parts. Oh, let's turn this off. It's all those body parts combined into one. So you make sure your mannequin is set up using the dev kit and making sure that like our chest is the same on mannequin and off mannequin. Well, I didn't use any squeeze or anything, but who cares? It is what it is. This shirt wouldn't really squeeze anyway. It's still a light shirt. Okay, so we're going to use mannequin. So we click on, also make sure you're in object mode. You're not in edit mode, you're not in sculpt mode, you're in object mode up here. You can use this thing. So we click on the top, we go, we click on the top, we go to scent. Now we're looking at this robust weight transfer. So our source, we're going to take mannequins we're going to take weight from the mannequin. That's what we're going to do. Leave all these settings. You can turn smoothing on. Sometimes it's nice. Sometimes you can turn this up or down. It just smooths it more. But sometimes by smoothing it too much, it actually isn't good, because you want a part to actually move. You don't want it to be so smoothed out that it doesn't move enough. So usually I just either smooth or unsmooth. So yeah, you choose mannequin, then you just say transfer. Oh wait, you don't do this first. Holy crap. I'm like trying to think too much. Usually I just do this by like habit. So you click on the part. Another thing you're going to do is, when we looked at weight paint, we saw that these already have some weights. So scent will like try to overwrite these, and sometimes it kind of doesn't do it perfectly. So what I usually do is click on each part and then go down to this green triangle, go into the vertex groups, and then click this little box and say delete all groups. This will delete all the weights on the shirt. So if I go into weight paint, there's literally nothing there. So that's fine for now, because we're going to use scent. We're going to set our source, We're going to say transfer. And now you'll see all these vertex groups just got added, which means basically weights just got added. So now if we look at it, let's go to like the boob weights. See how much smoother they are than the other ones? The other one had like a bright spot where the nipple, this is just very smooth and they usually work. So that's that. So that's pretty much done. That's all you need to do. You can look at them, whatever. Maybe you can smooth them. Sometimes they don't work. They're like, oh, in game it clips a lot. You can like go in here and average this out. Don't average like that, but yeah, turn the strength down right to like 0.2 or something. And then average this out, okay, 0.1 or 0.05, whatever. Usually the weights I get from Scent are just good. They usually work for me. So that's done. Let's turn the mannequin off. Now we're going to export this. So that was it for weights. You're literally done. This, at least you're done for a trial run. Now I would, like, when you export into text tools, I would test it in game, see how it works. Does it clip? Okay, it clips underneath. Well, okay, then should you fix the weights, or should you resculpt, or should you like fix the actual physical clothing in that area? Usually I can give that answer by testing the animation with the dev kit. If it looks good in the dev kit animation, then the sculpting is fine. It's just a matter of weighting that you need to fix, which is usually the case. But sometimes, like, you'll see, watch. So you go into Outfit Studio, you go into this, choose the skeleton we want to animate, and then we say, like, dance. And you can see, oh, okay, it looks fine. You can press spacebar. It looks fine. It's not clipping anywhere, at least not that I see. Yeah, it looks fine. Oh, okay, so there's a little bit here, right? So you can go into sculpt mode, go into draw, make this smaller. Okay, fine. But still, it's nice checking this animation with the dev kit because it saves you time having to like bring stuff in game, bring it out, you know, it's annoying. There's more right there. Okay. Fine. Let's go through this stupid animation. Yeah, it should be fine. Okay. Let's bring this back to base pose. Also, you can see what the weights are here in the dev kit. If you click on this little thing, you can actually see, like, so if I go into weight paint mode, I can see, like, oh, this is the belly weights. These are the waist. This is the neck, you know, breasts, collarbone, whatever. You can actually see what they're called, which is a little bit nicer to see, like, exactly what's being controlled and, you know, what weight's having problems. Okay, so that's done. Weights are done. Now we want to export just this top, right? Because the top is going to be on its own. Like it was when we got it. We want to export it. So we usually go to this part of the dev kit, the file manager. We choose where we want to put it. So I usually just put it in the folder. Then this stuff, I usually never touch any of this. I usually just put it on this menu. It's like for feet, but it's whatever. I usually just leave this, and then this is usually how I have these. Off, and then the rest on. Then we're going to click Simple Export. If it doesn't come up with a name, that means like it's either not triangulated, which you can triangulate it. Say you got it from a port or something, and it's not an upscale, but if you're just doing upscales, it should just be good from here. It should just work because you got it from text tools, and text tools automatically, like, it has to be triangulated in text tools, so it wouldn't make any sense. But anyway, simple export. I name it top and then export, and it takes a second. Okay, done. Now we actually look in our folder and you'll see top. Okay, yeah, so top, that's what we want. Now we're going to actually put it back into text tools. So we still have this transaction going from text tools. We're going to go back to our top, which I forgot the name. I think it was calfskin, actually. So we go to calfskin, make sure we're on Midlander, and then we're going to load. And then, oh yeah, we clicked load right here. So you click on model, you click on load because we're loading a model, and you find where your FBX is stored. So mine's right here, top. Say load model. And then depending on what this says, it could mean different things. So if it just says weight corrections, that's fine. Usually if it's not a huge number like 20,000, if it's not like all of your vertices, and that's a problem. But if it just says like, 1%, so like, let's see, we have, I'm gonna go 70,000, or how many vertices? I don't know. 4,000, okay, whatever, it's like 10%. Who cares? So yeah, if it says like no skin armature found, no animated mesh, if it says like part something was ignored, that means your part numbers are incorrect. So you can't have the same 1 0 twice. So like, this is 0 1. If this was also 0 1, Texels would ignore one of these. So they all have to like be their own individual number at the very end. So mine's 1 0, so yeah, it's 1 0. Perfect. If it says no skin armature found, you just want to make sure that in the modifiers section right here, so you click on your clothing, click on modifiers, then make sure that your armature modifier is set to the skeleton so that it knows like how to move. It's like, hey, which skeleton is moving this part of clothing? Well, skeleton is. Makes a lot of sense. So yeah, okay, good. We save this to transaction. And now you're pretty much done. You could just export this as a mod pack like this, or you could create an advanced mod pack, or you can create a mod pack from the transaction here and say like, oh, just bring out everything that I've changed so far. Transactions just like store everything that you've changed since you started. But this would also take the skirt, so maybe I don't want the skirt. So I just go here and say mod pack. Save. Okay, this is just the top. I'll combine it later on. But say, yeah, okay, now you have the top. And you're done. You test it in game, then depending on how it looks, maybe the weights are wrong, maybe it's clipping, you can go back in here and say, oh, well, it was clipping a lot like here. Okay, fine. Sculpt it here. Whoops, Q. And grab it, or, something, and move it, and yeah, try to get it going. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me think. Should I do the other parts? Probably not. This is already probably long. How long is this? How can I tell? I don't know. Yeah, that's probably good. But yeah, now you would just test it in game. That's how I do majority of it. So it's just about sculpting, weighting with robust weight transfer, and then exporting with the dev kit, because the dev kit will actually like apply Yiggle weights. Because if you look at this, you'll see like these are just Moonay weights, which are just the vanilla breast weights, but there's a script built in here when you click export that changes these to like IVCS Moonay weights that are the actual Yiggle, like more advanced Yiggle, whatever, Chiggle breast physic thing. So yeah, it's pretty easy. At least the way I do weights is usually pretty simple. For something like a skirt, it's going to be more annoying because it's actually because it's farther away from the body. So when we actually try to steal weights from the body, it's like going to be a little more complex. Yeah, you just kind of average them out in places, or you smooth them, or there's different ways to do stuff, but I think that's good enough for now. Okay, bye.